Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the number one chief rocker in Knicks universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all doing today, man? King Poppy in the building. Otherwise, what's good? What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Man, do we have a show for y'all today? Do we have a joint for y'all today, man? Wow. Do we have a joint for y'all today? Will Salkin is in the building. What's good? Tiffin Smith, what's good? What's good, man? Do we have a show for y'all today? Hey, man, so we're going to do a young core breakdown. Hey, y'all. We're going to do a young core breakdown, and we're going to do these cats one by one. Not all today. We're not going to do them all in one day. Lily Phillips is in the building. What's good? So we're not going to do, in fairness to the young core, we're not going to break them all down in one day, because I found in doing the research for this that you can't just clump all these kids together. You just can't. You just can't lump them all together. Lily Phillips is in the building. What's good? You can't lump all these kids together. You have to be fair in your assessment. Danny Lee in the building. What's good, Danny Lee? What's good? I see you. I want to bring up something that I used earlier. Where is it? There it is. I want to show y'all something that I used as a source earlier. Right? I'm going to use a resource. Nick Ewan in the building. Was good. Hey, Danny Lee, man, I'm glad you could join us, man. David in Louisiana, was good, man. I see you. Man, I used to live in Louisiana a long time ago. I used to live down there a long time ago. Hey, shout out to my people from the boot, right? So what I want to show y'all is okay. So what I want to show y'all is what Immanuel Quickley can control. Right? What I want to show y'all is not systems, not pace of play, not assists, not team defense, but just the things that are within Quickley's control. Right? Hey, Miss Geraldine is in the building. What's good? How you doing? What I want to show everybody are the things that are just in Immanuel Quickley's control. Right? Right? King Poppy, we're like-minded. We're like-minded right here. We are like-minded right here. What I want to show everybody are the things that Immanuel Quickley can get better at. Right? And so full disclosure, I like Immanuel Quickley. I love Immanuel Quickley. Full disclosure, before we even get started, with this series of the young core and the young core breakdown, I love this young core, right? Let me say that. Let me be clear. I'm going to take this off the screen for a little bit. Full disclosure, I love these damn kids, man. Full disclosure. That's my opinion. That's not me being neutral. That's not me opining. This is you telling you how I feel about these kids. So I'm not being neutral. I'm not opining either. I'm telling you how I feel. I love these damn kids, man. And yes, I get frustrated when they don't progress the way that I think they should be progressing. And so, full disclosure, with that said, now when people ask you, people are like, yo, man, Uncle Freezy be going such and such way, and they'll take my words and twist them. Listen to me. Hear me out. I love these kids, man. I love them as individuals, and I love them as a group. Right? Now, have I taken the stance on if we can get a star by trading some of these kids? Yes. And I still feel that way. I'd be a fool to say I'm going to pass up star level NBA talent because we have some kids that we want to hang on to. Hey, Felicia Cruz in the building. Cruz, listen, yes. This is going to be a series. Now, I'm not saying that I'm doing it every day because it takes too much. It takes too much time to accumulate all the data. So I'm not going to do it every day. I'm going to do it as often as I can. I'm going to do it as often as I can, right? But you guys will get the thumbnail way in advance. Y'all will know when it's coming. And today we're going to do Immanuel Quickley, right? Because he's my favorite. There was no rhyme or reason. I just picked him because I like him the most. That's the only reason. And after this one, I'm not going in any weird order. I just thought I just want to try something new, and I wanted to try something that was fun for me to do, right? So I did Quickley first. Next, the next person I'm working on is Obi. So Obi will be next because I think it'll be fun, and you know what I'm saying, something fun for me to do, and something fun for me to share with y'all. Sherwin in the building. T. Williams already. We don't believe you. We know you. We know you're in love with Donovan Mitchell. So what? Well, I mean, what you? I know this is tongue in cheek, right? I know this is tongue in cheek. I know that. I know that. I know. I know that's tongue in cheek. But listen, yo, can you not be? I know this is about the young core breakdown, right? But the thing about this is if I say that I would trade some of these kids for a star, why not be open to trading them for a star that I'm in love with? And Sherwood M says, I'm sorry, I don't love any of these kids. I would trade them all. Yeah, hey, yo, and this is opinion based. Yeah, so the love affair is opinion based. Love is a very subjective thing. Love is not objective. We know that. We know that. Love is a very subjective thing. It's not objective. If love was an objectful thing, we wouldn't have to pray for peace on earth. If love was objective, if everybody loved each other and all that stuff and everybody loved the same thing, we wouldn't have to worry about war and things of that sort, right? So we know love is subjective. Y'all know that. We know that. Andre Bryant is in the building. What's good? Danny Lee says Hunt. We'll probably get the Farron Hunt, but that's a very, very small NBA sample size, bro. We might have to do Hunt last. Julian Blum says, get your popcorn ready. Get your popcorn ready. Right? And listen, y'all get your questions ready for me. I have a bunch of y'all know I got a spreadsheet. Y'all know I got a spreadsheet. Y'all know that. Y'all know me. Y'all know I come equipped with the information. You know, I come equipped with information. Jerry Fitz, what's good? Right? Let me put this back on the thing. I want to speak to the things that Immanuel Quickley can fix on his own. Right now, what you see is data. You see the source is statmuse.com. You see the source is their Knicks team homepage. And on that page, you see it's a breakdown of Immanuel Quickley's shot performance in the 2021-2022 season. Hey, Sanga Waldron says, happy Friday, y'all. Andre Bryant says, once Kills gets a random 20-point game, watch he becomes untradeable to most Knicks fans. Yeah, we are desperate. We are desperate. And Alexander Almeida says that was his second year. Yep. This is the second year. This is not career. So we're breaking down that 78 games he played in 2021, 2022. Right. But we're going to talk about his career numbers. We're going to talk about his career numbers. We're going to talk about his career numbers and how they're trending, what direction they're going in. So, yeah. Double A, yeah. We're going to get into the 3-point shots. Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely going to I'm going to shrink this some so it'll all fit on the screen. So the text might be smaller, but I want you guys to see what his shot chart looks like. All right, off rip. You see the darkest areas are where he takes the most and is the most efficient from. So he takes the most shots, and where you see the clusters is where he takes the most shots. And you get the darker dots are where he makes shots from. So basically where Immanuel Quickley double A, like, yeah, man, yo, I appreciate the love. Yeah, man. I didn't mean that to be disrespectful, but when we be up here, man, you know, we try to go so fast. You know, we go so fast, man. I be trying to shout people out and not be, you know what I'm saying, and make it seem like I'm not, you know, addressing everybody. So, but yeah, man. So you see the clusters and the darker areas are where he takes the most shots and is the most efficient. Right? And where you see the vacated areas are the places where he just doesn't shoot from. Right? Like this left baseline area. That left baseline area, from the left baseline area up to the left free throw line, you see he doesn't even take shots from there. Right? You see it, there's a wide open space in that wing area before you get to, or that baseline free throw line extended area where Quickley just doesn't take shots. Now, is that because he just doesn't prefer to shoot from there? Or does another player like to occupy that space when he's on the floor? For instance, is that the Obi area, that the place that Obi likes to occupy? Is that the place that Obi likes to occupy? I'm talking about this area right here where he's 0 for 4. This 0 for 4 area. So, chat, so in order for us to get in this conversation, let me ask you this. What type of player is Immanuel Quickley in your eyes? Oh, my square says, shout out to all the Knicks fans and sailors on board the USS Gerald R. Ford. Okay, I see you. I see you. On my square. Yeah, man. Shout out to the G's in the building. I see you. I see you, Mr. Square. What type of player is Immanuel Quickley in you guys' eyes? And be honest. Be honest. Be honest with yourself and the evaluation, right? Because there's no harm in us being wrong, right? This is the thing I've been wanting to tell everybody too, man, since we've been doing the channel. Man, there's no harm in being wrong, and there's no harm in changing your stance. Because if you get new information and keep the same old wrong stance, now you look crazy, right? But you don't look crazy just for being wrong. You like, oh man, I was wrong about it initially. I thought he was a Lou Williams. Turns out he's a point guard, or vice versa. I thought he was a point guard. Turns out he's Lou Williams, right? Or and in my opinion, I think Lou Williams is the wrong assessment. Personally, if you go down that road, of a combo guard off the bench, then I think he leans more towards a Michael Cooper type. Sherwin, there's a blast for the past for you. I think he is a more of a Michael Cooper type, right? Not Vinnie Johnson, not Jordan Clarkson. I think he's more of that Michael Cooper, John Starks type of six man, where that six man comes in and does it all. He's the backup one, the backup two. He's a good defender, a good rebounder, a good assist man, all those things. He's more of a John Starks type of six man off the bench. Whereas Lou Williams offers you no facilitating and no playmaking, period. Lou Williams offers you no facilitating, no defense. Right? Hey, and Cruz, listen, listen, Miss Cruz, I'm with you. I'm with you on this. I think Quickley has starting potential, but I'm merely speaking to the point of if your opinion of him is a 6-man off the bench, right? Philip says Quickley is a dog. Urgh. So depending on you, what your opinion of Immanuel Quickley is, when we get into these numbers, you may be fascinated and I say fascinated by the potential of this kid, right? Right? Ultimately, what do you think? What do you think when you see Immanuel Quickley? I have the numbers, right? But before I share this, and I'm eager, I want to hurry up and show y'all all the numbers, but I don't want to like try to sway people one way or the other. We just kicking it. I'm sorry, y'all. That was Mo. Mo asking me about dinner suggestions, and I'm like giving her the list. Like, yeah, popcorn, cucumbers. Yeah, y'all. So anyway, Jerry Fitz says. Jerry Fitz says, "Man, I love some Quickly, but I sign up right now for him to be as good as Lou Williams." Hey, Sherwin. Hey, Sherwin has a point. Sherwin says, "When I watch basketball, I watch the little things." Hey, man, I just happen to have numbers about the little things. That's going to make people realize what it is the Knicks have in their young core, right? And I am guilty of saying this, right? The Knicks don't have a crown gem in their young core. And they don't. And they don't, right? I don't think the Knicks have a Kobe Bryant in their young core. I don't think the Knicks have a Michael Jordan in their young core, right? I don't think the Knicks have a Kevin Durant, a Chris Paul, a Magic Johnson, a Zion Williamson in their young core. But there's no harm in that. You know why? you can contend for championships every year without a crown gem. But if you don't have a or multiple crown gems, everybody on that roster has to be very good. Very good. Very good. Hey, Sherwin, that number, the Knicks at 39.5, that number must have just come out. I checked last week and Vegas didn't have a number for the Knicks. Is that number new? If that number is new, then they must have insight into Donovan Mitchell not coming here. If Vegas is saying 39.5, then the Donovan Mitchell trade is not happening. If that is the number for Donovan, if that's the number, then somebody somewhere must know something on the inside. Donovan Mitchell is not coming here. If that's the number, then the Donovan Mitchell trade must be scrapped. All right. So here's the thing. Hey, Darren Wayne, what's good? What's good? Keyshawn said it's not new. When did that number come out? Did that number come out last week? Because if that number has been out for a week or so, then that means the Donovan Mitchell deal is probably scrapped. D Neezy was good. Okay. Keyshawn says about a week or so ago. Okay. Appreciate that, man. Okay. All right. So let's get into Immanuel Quickley. Are you guys saying that Immanuel Quickley is a dollar store Lou Williams? Is that what you're saying? Immanuel Quickley is the backup combo guard behind Derrick Rose. I see y'all. Zigzag says, in 23 games after the All-Star break, IQ averaged 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, basically. And JJ says, Quickley got to shoot over 40%. And Cruz says, Immanuel has much more upside than Lou Williams to me. So what I want to do is I want to establish an entry point, like where to get in. Where do we get in? Like where do we jump in? With the numbers, where do we jump in with the numbers and such? Do we jump in with a Immanuel Quickley as a starter? Do we jump in with an Immanuel Quickley as a backup, bench player, scorer off the bench? Where are we jumping in at? I want to jump in King Amber says IQ would be better than Lou Williams ever was. The potential is there. Yep. All right. All right. So I have something that I want to share with y'all. Right. I got something I want to share with y'all. I'm going to enlarge it and then I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all. All right. Hey, Kareem Grant, thank you for the generous contribution. Kareem Grant says, much respect to the chat and shout out to Uncle Freezy. Shout out, man, to Mr. Grant. What's good? Mike Boy says, IQ, my favorite Nick. Bim. King Amber says, IQ 6 man of the year, instant bucket. All right. So check this out, y'all. I'm gonna share Stat Muse one more time. Right? I'm gonna share Stat Muse one more time so you can get a look at IQ's shot chart, right? Right? This is Immanuel Quickley shot chart. All right. I want to share this with you though. All right. These are very, very, very disturbing numbers for an off the bench scorer. These are very, very, very disturbing numbers for an off the bench scorer. Right? Immanuel Quickley in his rookie season shot 39.5% from the floor. Right? For a rookie combo guard at his size off the bench, you want that number to be closer to 41. Recognized in the building was good. Right? Immanuel Quickley shot 39.5% as a rookie. Right? He shot 39.2%, which is worse, and we knew it was, as a second year player. These are the numbers from our walking bucket. Our bucket getter shot 39.2% from the floor as a sophomore. The three-point shooter, the walking bucket, was below league average from three at 34.6%. And listen, don't fret. The league average three-point percentage changes from year to year. A couple of years ago, it was ridiculously high, like 36 point something percent. I think last year it might have been like in the high 35s. Right? In his rookie year, he was above average three-point shooter. And his sophomore year, he was a below average three-point shooter. His rookie season, he was almost a 90% free throw shooter. And his sophomore season, he shot 1% lower. Right? But he did it in more games. Right? So Quickley did it in more games and on more attempts. So the 39.2 went down because he did it on more attempts. Right? This is what I want you guys to look at. Look at the second box. Right? Look at the second box of numbers. Right? And 2021, the 2021 season, he shot 277 two-point attempts. Right? 2021, he shot 303 three-pointers. Right? And in 2021, he attempted 177 free throws. Right? In his sophomore season, he attempted 328 two-pointers, right? And 396 three-pointers. Quickley attempted 396 three-pointers. And so I'm going to show y'all. So don't just go by what I'm saying. I want to show y'all the sourcing for this. Right? The sourcing for this is statmuse.com. I'm going to get this link here. I'm going to copy it and put it in the chat. StatMuse is one reference. And ESPN.com is the other reference. I'm going to put that in the chat also. All right, so I tried to put the link in the chat. I'm not for sure. Maybe I'm having an internet issue. I don't know. I've been having a lot of internet issues here recently. Okay, there's ESPN. I'm going to have to do it on YouTube, man. I'm going to have to put it on YouTube, y'all. Let me see. Let me go to YouTube and do it. There it is. All right, so those are the links that I got the data from. All right. Can y'all see that okay? Y'all got the link? All right. All right. I've been having the weirdest time with my internet connection all week, man. I apologize for that. Right? All right. So y'all see Immanuel Quickley's efficiencies or inefficiencies, right? Okay. So yeah, hey, I appreciate that, JJ. So y'all see Immanuel Quickley's efficiencies and inefficiencies, right? right? So let me pull this down here. I want to speak to y'all about a certain thing, right? Those numbers that you saw from Immanuel Quickley are not on a ton of shots. They're not. Immanuel Quickley's numbers were not on a ton of shots, right? So what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna pose you this. Let me ask Sherwin this. Let me ask JJ this. So what if Immanuel Quickley, right? Bim, hey, we appreciate that. To Beast Channel. We appreciate that, man. We're gonna check you out too. We're gonna check you out too. So what if Immanuel Quickley and his natural progression brings those numbers up to league average? What if Immanuel Quickley brings those numbers up to league average with his natural progression? Right? Somebody give me an idea. If Immanuel Quickley gets those efficiencies up, and I'll put them back on the screen. So what if Immanuel Quickley gets those numbers back up? These numbers here, 39.5, 39.2. What if Immanuel Quickley gets those numbers up to 41%, 38%, and maybe 90%? 90 is excellent, by the way. 90% is excellent. %90 is excellent. Right? What if Quickley gets his numbers up to 41? Let me see. Let me do the math. I'm going to do the math away from this right here. Right? What if Quickley gets those numbers up to, say, what if Quickley gets those numbers up to, say, 40% from the field, 38% from three, and 88% from the free throw line? With natural progression. What if Quickley does this? I'm going to put it in the chat, and y'all are going to be shocked by the numbers. With natural progression, this is just him on what he naturally does, like what his natural progression, right? What if Quickley does this? 40, 38, and 88. Take a guess. Do the math. Like, take a guess How many points per game is Immanuel Quickley going to score off of that with natural progression? Just 40, 38, and 88. Take a guess. Take a guess. Yeah, JJ, I know. I know that's not good enough. I know that. No, not 42 yet. Yo, you just can't unveil everything all at once. You just can't unveil everything all at once. Okay, because you ruin it for everybody, bro. We want to look at this thing step by step. Because him getting to 43, 44% is a gigantic step. Right? Just hit me out on it. 40, 38, and 88. Guess what he averages in points per game? With his natural progression, right? With his natural progression, the natural progression is he takes 51 more 2-pointers per 51 more 2-pointers a game based on what he did the previous season. 93 more 3-pointers a game based on what he did on natural progression, and that's basically a half. Basically, it's one half. It's like one more 2-point shot a game every other game, and one more 3-pointer per game every game. If he takes one more 2-pointer, if he makes one more floater every other game, and he makes one more 3 per game, right? Right? No. Yeah, hey. Yeah, King Ember. Yeah, I'm talking about both. So if he takes 93 more 3-pointers this season than he took last season, and that's basically the equivalent of 1.25 more threes per game. Right? Yes, y'all saying that's nothing, right? I'm here to tell you that's absolutely everything. That's everything, right? I'm going to put Immanuel Quickley's scoring average in the chat based on all the stuff that I said, right? This is what Immanuel Quickley will average in points per game. So based on 40, 38, and 88, this is what Immanuel Quickley will average based on 144 more shots in the season, which equates to 2 more shots. Based on Quickley taking 2 more shots a game, which is his natural progression, rookie year, sophomore year, third year, Quickley takes 2 more shots a game. 40, 38, and 88, and 2 more shots a game. Immanuel Quickley averages this. Now, I know y'all thinking, I know what y'all are thinking, like, Uncle Freezy, you done lost it. Nah, listen, I ain't lost it. Let me show you this. I have not lost it, right? Because the data says the kid the kid was taking shots. He was taking the shots of an 18-point per game scorer and was inefficient. Quickley was an inefficient 18-point per game scorer in theory. That's what the numbers say. You saw him. I had him on the screen. Immanuel Quickley you saw the numbers. Instead of averaging 18 points per game, Immanuel Quickley, instead of averaging 18 points per game, was averaging 11 points per game because he was highly inefficient. Highly inefficient. Highly inefficient. Jerry Fitz says that's witchcraft. No, these are what the numbers. What I have on the screen is historical data, right? Immanuel Quickley is in an inefficient bucket. William Turnbull's in the building. What's good? Nah, man. Pay by call. I feel you. Yeah, Immanuel Quickley would have been efficient. No. Now, Moutier wouldn't have been efficient because of Moutier just wouldn't have been efficient. I ain't gonna go there. Yeah, Moutier just wouldn't have been efficient, bro. We know that for multiple reasons. Moutier would not have been efficient. Moutier would not have been efficient, man, for multiple reasons. Y'all know why. I'm trying to figure out a way to get this to show up where it's like where I won't be. Okay. All right. Nah, Carter. I know what you're talking about. I got you. Nah, I'm messing around. And Cruz says Immanuel Quickley isn't shooting well, but he has the highest impact on the team. So imagine when he gets better percentages. Cruz, this is kind of where I'm going. Because Immanuel Quickley's shots are not just him deciding to shoot regardless what the defense offers. This has a lot to do with a young core learning how to play basketball together. So Quickley's numbers has a lot to do with him taking bad shots because he has to own that. When you shoot the ball, that's your shot. So what I'm not looking at team defense and assist rate and all that stuff because all that stuff, team defense, assist rate, all these type things, all those depend on what other people, what players do. A shot depends on what you do. Sherwin says Randall just had a 41% shooting percentage, and the city hates him for having the worst season in his career. Right? Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but that don't have nothing to do with us breaking down Quickley. What I'm doing right now is talking about Immanuel Quickley. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about Quickley. I'm talking about Quickley, man. We talking about Immanuel Quickley. We are projecting Immanuel Quickley's career based on his trending, based on his upward tick, right? So, hey, so listen, this is what I want y'all to do. Tell me what's acceptable. What's the acceptable baseline for Immanuel Quickley from the 2, from the 3, and from the free throw line? What's acceptable? Sherwin, that's easy. 18. We know that already. We already know that. That's Julius Randle ranks 18. Hey, AB, Andre Bryant, no, don't do that. I got something for you too. I'm going to show you something. So you see IQ trending down in shooting attempts, right? Right? But here's the thing. Who's going to take shots? You just lost Burks. You just lost Kemba. Who's going to take those shots? Brunson may take all those shots, right? Say Brunson takes all those shots. Say all 20 of those shots. Say those 20 shots, those 18 shots. Say if Brunson takes all of that. Right? Right. AB says, hey, Cam Reddish and Obi will take more shots. Indeed, they will. But I have a stat for you. I want something for you to look at too. I want you to look at this. Can y'all see that? The New York Knicks shots per game without a point guard is 86.2. Right? Because I knew this was going to be the counter. Right? I knew this was going to be the counter because for some reason, and I'm not throwing smoke at anybody. I ain't trying to start an argument, but for the sake of truly evaluating the kids, I had to be on the other side of this also. Like, okay, you saying Quickley is an inefficient scorer, and if he comes efficient, he can average 21 a game based on his natural progression and getting his efficiency up, right? Where are those shots going to come from? All right. The first thing came to my mind is, okay, if there is a dearth in shots, right? If there's a dearth in shots, where are those shots going to come from? Well, you had players leave, right? Think about this. You had players leave, and so their shots go with them, right? And you have players return, i.e. Derrick Rose, and he's going to take more shots, right? So where are these shots going to come from, right? Once I realized that in theory, you added 2-point guards. You added Brunson and Derrick Rose, right? Because Derrick Rose missed the majority of the season. So in theory, you're adding 2-point guards, right? Right? In theory, you added 2-point guards with Jalen Brunson and with Derrick Rose returning from injury. Right? Personally, I think this right here, what you see, where the Knicks shot 86.2%, or attempted 86.2 shots per game, I think that number goes up. I think that number is closer to 91. Right? That number is closer to 91. And the division of those 5 shots don't go to the starters, but goes to bench players. I think for the most part, you'll see the starters average their career normal in shot attempts, but be more efficient. And I think the bench, those guys that you just mentioned, on average, those 5 shots goes to your OBs, your Quickleys, and your Cams, if they're still here. If they're still here. If they're still here. If those guys are still here, I think the bench scorers, shot attempts will go up. So for those interested in the progress of Cam and Obi and Hartenstein and McBride and Grimes, stay tuned for those. I think Grimes, the deep dive analytics on Grimes is gonna blow people away. Right? I think Grimes is gonna, now mind you, Grimes has a smaller sample size. Sims has a smaller sample size. So just be patient with that, right? But I'm here to tell you, if Immanuel Quickley becomes more efficient and continues on his career arc, you're looking at a guy that can be a 20-point per game scorer. Now, immediately off the rip, before you saw the numbers, people will say, Uncle Freezy crazy, he just trolling, right? But nah, listen, I'm not going to speak hyperbole. I'm going to speak mathematics. I'm not going to speak hyperbole. I'm going to speak mathematics. Now, whether you're a believer or a non-believer, I don't care, right? But what I did want to do is do a breakdown on Immanuel Quickley and show you where just by being more efficient, this kid can become a star. Now, and I understand that argument can apply to anybody. Just be better at your job and you'll be better overall. I understand that, right? I understand that, right? I understand that. But what I want you to do is look at the things that the Knicks front office is looking at. Don't look at everything just from a fan's perspective. Listen, the fan's perspective is key. That's how we rock. But what I'm saying is instead of loading your plate up with pizza, hey, let's put a little bit of salad on there. Let's put a little bit of something else. Let's diversify our palate, right? Let's diversify our palate, right? Here is the, because listen, when we do the breakdown for RJ Barrett, I don't know if we get the same result. When we do the breakdown for RJ Barrett, I think people are going to be flipping over tables and throwing chairs. Right? I hope it's not that way, but when we do the breakdown on Obi Toppin, listen, I don't want you to be anticipatory for Obi. I just want us to be realistic with Obi, right? But when we do the breakdown for Obi, when we do the breakdown for RJ, when we do the breakdown for Grimes, just keep an open mind that I'm not speaking hyperbole to you. I'm speaking math, right? And look, I'll show you some of the formulas that I use to get these projections, right? Right? I'm going to show you. I share with you. I'm going to share with you. I think I'm going to share with you. I'm going to try to share with you. There we go. I'm going to share with you how I got to these numbers. Right? So in this third row, you see 42.5% shooting. Right? And I know it looks different. It's like 1.425. Don't look at that first number. It's how I use to do the equation. The second or the fourth row, you see 41%. The fifth row, you see 40%. Right? Right? And so ultimately, if Quickley shoots 42 and a half, 40% from three, which is attainable because he does look like a good shooter. He looks like a good shooter. 90% from the free throw line. So if he shoots 42 and a half, 40, 90, the 40, 90 parts I think are definitely attainable. Definitely. I think he definitely can do that. The 42 and a half, I think he's definitely got to work to get there. Right? But just off of, all right, where is it? All right. Just off of 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 40 and 90, this is what we can expect Immanuel Quickley to average per game based on 2 more shots per game. That's crazy, right? You can expect Quickley with 2 more shots a game on 42 and a half, 40, 90 to average that. That's crazy, right? Right? Think about what I'm telling you. Think about what I'm saying to you. Think about I have math here to back up what it is that I'm saying. Mathematics. Math. All right. So now that I've done that, I had to do that real quick. I had to get that out the way, man, before I put the link in the chat. Because when I put the link in the chat, you know what I'm saying, things go sideways. So now that that's done, there's our link. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up about Quickley. All right. Yo, JJ says Quickley has an ugly jump shot form. And Eddie F is like, yo, come on, dude. I thought we was friends. Right? And Mike Boy says, IQ's finishing close to the basket is a weakness. He is improving though. Right, right. Overall, as a team, we finished poorly. Right? We finished poorly. I'm gonna go grab these dogs real quick. Sound like they trying to rumble in the living room. I'll be right back. All right. All right. So I want to get into this thing about what Quickley is and what he's not. What Quickley is and what he's not. Right? So in my opinion, I think the game has evolved so much that you can't look at the classic standards for what a guard is nowadays. I don't think you can look at the classic standard, right? I just don't think you can do that. What is a point guard nowadays? Somebody tell me. What is the definition of a real point guard? Somebody tell me that. What's a real point guard? And do the Knicks actually need one? Do you need a point guard to win nowadays? Or do you need ball playmakers? I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted because the last two NBA champs, don't look similar. The defending NBA champion Golden State Warriors has a point guard that looks like a shooting guard, right? And one of their primary facilitators is a power forward looking dude, right? The Golden State Warriors are the defending NBA champs at the moment. At the moment, right? And their point guard looks like a scoring shooting guard with playmaking ability, right? Right? And they beat a team with Marcus Smart as their point guard, so to speak. And he looks like a defender with playmaking ability. Some, but the pieces around him look like they have playmaking ability. Right? Greeny from LI is in the building. What's good? What's good, boss man? All right. So Greeny disappeared. Yeah, but and then the year before, the Milwaukee Bucks were the defending NBA champions, and their point guard was Drew Holiday. Is Drew Holiday a traditional point guard? And listen, I'm only speaking to the champs. If you ain't won a championship, don't tell me. Listen, don't tell me about some team that has a natural point guard, but they ain't won nothing. Because if they ain't won nothing and we ain't won nothing, guess what? None of us won nothing. Why are we trying to copy people that are not successful? Right? Here's the other thing, too. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated a team that we say is this generation's gold standard for point guard play. Chris Paul. And DSJ says, unfortunately, the definition of a point guard no longer stands to be the same standard from what a lot of Knicks fans recognize. And Andre Bryant says Drew Holiday is a traditional point guard. Is he? Oh, this dang internet, bro, just it's frustrating me, man. It's my connectivity. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what it is. I've been working on everything, man, trying to get this thing right. Hard Will is in the building. What's good? I got y'all can't see it on y'all end, but I have like just random in a like when I try to go pull up data, when I try to pull up the data, it's like behind the scenes, man. It's I don't like speaking to stuff if I don't have proof. And so I can't pull up the proof. That's why I'm a little bit shaky on saying certain stuff because not that I fear being wrong. I just fear giving out misinformation. That's my big thing. I don't care nothing about being wrong. I mean, everybody, no one person is always right. I just don't want to give out misinformation. Hard Will in the building. Mr. Lee in the building. What's good? Eddie F. I see y'all. William Turnbull says, Brunson is the closest to a point guard on this team. Steph is the gold standard for point guard. CP3 has been overrated for years. Hard Will is in the building. What's good? Nick,
what's up, bro?
What's good? What's good? How y'all doing, man?
I'm good. Good.
Bro, y'all just, man, I don't know if y'all caught it, but I did the Immanuel Quickley breakdown, yo.
Mm-hmm. I missed most of it. I'm going to check it on the replay.
Bro, I'm going to put up some numbers on the screen to share with y'all just real quick, just a quick recap. Everybody, I'm just going to recap this really quick, man. I ain't going to stay into it long.
Okay.
But listen, see these numbers right here on the screen? Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
These are Immanuel Quickley's actual numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are his actual numbers. He's a very poor shooter from the floor, right? A great free throw shooter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Underneath that, you'll see his shot totals. These are actually his shot totals, the number of attempts, not the number of makes, right? The number, not the number of makes, but the number of attempts, right?
Wait. You're telling me he shot 396 threes last year?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. That is a striking.
Yeah. And only 200 free throws. Only 200 free throws.
I expect that though from him.
Right. Think about it. If you play 78 games, I think he played 78 games, right? Right? You would expect his free throw numbers to be somewhere between 350 and 400.
Yeah, with those minutes, yeah.
Yeah, right. 23 minutes a game, 78 games. You'd expect him to get more attempts. But you know what, though? When you're a jump shooter, you don't get free throw calls.
Fact.
And remember,
they changed that rule.
Yeah, I was just about to get to that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you read my mind, bro. You read my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? And so they changed the rule where you put players in jail and a flop and get the free throw and shoot shot after that. That impacted Quickley. Because if you notice, in less games and less minutes, he only got 24 more free throws. Right? So he played in 62 games his first year? Yeah, something like that. 60 games, something like that.
Do you have the minutes per game on his first year?
And he had to make an adjustment because he was really doing well with that call that they adjusted, that they changed rather.
The Harden call, the Harden flop. Yeah.
He was good at it.
Yeah.
He was good at drawing fouls that way. And I think another thing I'm on to say is even when we broke down Randall a while back, you made good points on how it can't be just dumb players wanting to shoot. Either they encouraging that for the analytics purpose, or I don't know why it's a drastic change in both of their games as far as how many 3-point attempts.
Right. I think now you'll see the difference with this team, because I wanted to show y'all something else. You see how many shots Quickley got from two?
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
328, right?
Mm-hmm.
328 shots from two in 78 games. What is that? The equivalent to like what? 3 point something like 3.7 attempts from two.
He loves his three, man. He loves to shoot that three.
That proves he's not a point guard.
Yeah, he's definitely not a point guard.
Right.
That's okay though.
No, it is what they keep trying to force him to be, and I think this shows it that he just wants to shoot. A lot of times we watch him and we see he don't make simple point guard reads.
Right.
That's because you're thinking about shooting.
which is why Tibbs doesn't
I,
start him. But the fans don't understand that.
I
Tibbs
think
knows what he is.
I like that.
so. Let me offer a counter to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna offer a counter to that because
That was a good take.
the thing about Quickley is it's not just about his shots, because everybody on the floor has to be a threat offensively in order for somebody around the floor not to get double teamed.
Right.
Say for instance, if I'm all defense, the person defending me can go double team Hardwell.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so that's what happened to Randall 2 years ago. When you put two straight defenders on the floor, now it's in theory is 2-on-5.
Exactly.
Is Randall and RJ versus a 5-man defense. Because Mitch is not an offensive threat. Nerlens Noel was not an offensive threat. Reggie Bullock was not an offensive threat. Elfrid Payton was not an offensive threat. Right? And then you have Quickley. You know what I'm saying? Quickley, and so what I'm saying to you is, if you look at Immanuel Quickley's assist percentage, it's surprisingly higher than you would think it is. From him looking to share the basketball and looking at the number of times Immanuel Quickley passed the ball versus the number of minutes played, is stark, right? Is it that Immanuel Quickley is a poor point guard, or do we not have players that can contribute offensively?
Oh, you stole my take, man.
Even when you set them up, even when you set Mitchell Robinson up 10 feet away from the basket and the center backs off 5 feet, Mitchell Robinson should be able to shoot a 10-foot jump shot uncontested.
Right.
But he can't.
Well, that's the take I was going to take on when you said, do you need a true point guard? And I was going to say it's not about a true point guard, so to say, because, again, like Boston, Marcus Smart is not used to dictate the offense. He's not there to, get people open, get open shots. Other people do that. Right. Now, for the Knicks, when you talk about all these players that need to be unlocked with a point guard, that's your problem. You just don't have enough offensive talent. Because you could roll with Quickley. Well, you don't even want to roll with Quickley, but you could run with like the Elfrid Paytons if you had more offensive weapons, where he could just be defensive. He ain't got to bring the ball up the court.
Right.
So there's really no science to you have to be a certain type of way, and nowadays you really don't.
Okay. Right.
But it's what you have around you, though.
I'm having an internet issue, man. I'm trying to get to Immanuel Quickley's assist percentage, because when y'all hear it, y'all can be like, "Damn, I didn't know that."
Good or bad?
Better than what you think. A lot better.
I'm not surprised, though. I'm not surprised by that. He puts himself in situations where he'll drive. Well, I ain't gonna say he drives a lot, but when he's not trying to shoot his three, he's not a great finisher. So he is looking to pass when he's making that drive. He's not trying to take it to the hoop and draw and one or anything. So I could see his assist percentage being higher.
Right.
And I think I was gonna say too, as far as Smart even got turned into a better shooter. And I think when on that, like a Boston team, for example, when you look at their roster, they got guys you can't leave open, or you can't do that too. Because even Smart knocks down the shot.
Because it's wide open.
Yeah, that's a fact. But at the same time, that makes it more of, you got to give Tatum more of a one-on-one matchup, because you can't leave nobody open.
Great point.
Right.
That's all about the talent around you, man. Because Marcus Smart got better because he was getting better looks. So he started to.
Agree.
Nobody really. He wasn't a threat at all. So nobody cared if he was shooting that three, and he got better. Then as he gets better, he's going to be more of a threat. Then now you got better looks for Tatum, better looks for Jaylen Brown. So yeah, that all plays a part, man. That's why I want the Knicks to make some type of move to. You got too many what ifs on your team.
Similar players and what if, yeah. possibility type players that
Yeah,
could possibly be
if
there.
you can consolidate, you can make the ones you really want to keep better by getting better talent around them.
Right.
That makes them better. I don't
I
know
always
why
say,
that's
I
so
always
hard.
say that. I always say that, bro.
Facts.
I always
Right.
say that with Donovan Mitchell, RJ's better, or any All-Star next to
What?
them.
Imagine
They,
that.
they're better because they get to see that stuff firsthand on what they do. And he ain't have nobody to look at. Who would he look at? Fournier? Like, come on, Fournier don't have no package over there with his game.
Right.
So
And here's the thing. One of the other things I wanted to point out to y'all too. When Kemba was gone, and herein lies Quickley struggle. When Rose got hurt and Kemba got sent packing, they moved Alec Burks to the starting lineup, right?
mhm.
All right. Who was the guard consistently in the backcourt with Immanuel Quickley? And tell me if that player was a consistent offensive threat.
Quit
Uh,
off the bench.
Yep.
yeah. Who was it Grimes?
Was it? That's what I was about to say. I think it's Grimes.
It was Grimes. It was Grimes.
Mhm.
Right. And do you know y'all know what Quentin Grimes averaged for the season in 17 minutes a game? Points per game.
What?
In
8?
17 minutes. 6.
6? Okay.
6.
And you got people saying he ready to start.
Yeah.
See, I didn't want. Okay, Hardwill, Hardwill trying to start a fight.
No.
No. It's a great question though, because a lot of people are looking at upside, which I understand the upside, but when you're gonna move Grimes to the starting lineup, he's gonna have to play with the 2 and then RJ at the 3. And then what's your backup looking like after that? You putting Quickley with Fournier. I really don't like that.
Yeah.
So that's why you. Oh, go ahead.
That's why I'm getting at that was my point about Quickley's assist percentage. See, because the thing about Quickley's assist percentage in year 1, when he was just that guy off the bench jacking shots,
Right.
when that was his role for a playoff team, hey, young Rook, come off the bench and shoot these threes. That's your role. See, last year, his role was not come off the bench, jack these threes. Last year, his role was, hey, man, get everybody involved. And then if your shot is there, take it. Right? If your shot is there, take it. But get everybody else involved. And so Quickley's first year, his assist percentage was RJ Barrett-ish, like 16%. That's Kobe Bryant like.
Yeah.
That's a ball hog to the extreme. This past season, Immanuel Quickley's assist percentage in a terrible backcourt on a terrible unit was 24.6. That's crazy, bro. For a second unit guard, 24%?
Is his minutes going to do you think his minutes go up or down next year?
I don't want to assume either at this point because we don't know what the final roster is going to look like.
Okay, well, let's just for hypothetical, let's stick with this roster right here.
If you're saying if we going into the season with this roster right here, yes, his minutes will increase.
So do you play him and Brunson together more? Because Brunson's gonna get 30 plus. That's just
you
that's
can't give him less.
Why would his minutes increase with Brunson coming?
Exactly.
It didn't increase last season the way I thought they should for him to improve.
Well, it was okay. So those are 3 questions I have to answer all at once. Let me just say it like this. First of all, Brunson is going to take the minutes that were allotted for the starting point guard. That's going to probably be about 32 minutes. So that's not going to impact anybody. That's not going to impact anybody else. So regardless if you have
Freezy could have been a lawyer. Freezy could have been a lawyer, y'all.
Right. I'm still waiting though. Let me see where he goes with this.
So what I'm saying is this: like, say the point guard is going to get 32 minutes a game, period.
Mm-hmm.
So Brunson's going to get all of that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, do you have to play Brunson and IQ together just because you don't get Spider? No. Ultimately, what I think is going to happen is Cam Reddish will see the benefit of a Spider not coming, and this is why. This is why. This is
Well,
why.
yeah, definitely.
This is
Well,
why.
let's
Right?
say hopefully.
First of all, if
True.
Dealing with Tom to Thibodeau.
yeah. And so Eddie F, thank you for the generous contribution. Eddie F says we did a poll during Summer League about whether we were more attached to Quickley or Grimes. Can you explain what makes Grimes special? I don't understand. Yeah, hey, I want to get to that.
Hold on.
I want to get to that, but let me finish. Let's finish this first.
Eddie F coming from
I like
he got
that.
the sniper.
Yeah, I like that.
Man. Yeah, appreciate that too, man. By the
Appreciate you, Eddie.
Yes,
But,
salute.
But what I want to get to though is the question that was posed by Nick G, right? So first of all, with Spider not coming, makes me think that Cam's still going to be in town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have a scenario where you can rotate two, say 3 guys that are 6'4" and taller at that shooting guard spot, I think that's where Tibbs will go. I think Tibbs will rotate Fournier, RJ, and Grimes at the 2. It just makes the most sense right away. Now what happens is we can't discount the fact that Derrick Rose will be returning from injury.
Right. Ooh, I keep forgetting about Rose.
Yeah,
so he can replace that spot off the bench that we was worried about.
Right. So I think ultimately what you'll see is a rotation of five guys in those 2 spots, the 2 starting the 2 guard spots. You'll see any combination of Brunson and Fournier, Brunson and RJ, Brunson and Grimes, Rose and RJ, Rose and Fournier. You'll see Quickley, all those guys in that mix. I think Quickley has a specific role at this time. Quickley's role is going to be the facilitator off the bench. Now, with that said,
where's your shooters?
Most teams what? I wanted to hear what you was going to say.
Most NBA teams don't have a real facilitator off their bench. And when you have one, that makes you a decent playoff contender. Now, it doesn't show itself during the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
It won't show itself during the regular season. That's what makes this Knicks team dangerous.
But the bench will have to show itself to be solid, right?
Every night.
I would think Quickley got to show that he could pass to more people than Obi.
Right.
Because that's what I seen. As far as a facilitator, I seen many times Cam Reddish was open. I see many times players was open, and I felt like, yo, this guy's so open, he can't not see this guy open. You know what I'm saying? But, that's just either here or there. But I know what I seen with my own eyes.
Right.
And if that happens, if he's going to be our facilitator, then that can't happen. He just got to make plays, which with his speed and as much of a threat that he is, he can make plays. And that's why I said it the way I said it, because I don't think it was because he couldn't do it, honestly. And I think that's
you saying that he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's more credit to him, really. And people think that would be more of a diss, but it's not, because I heard a lot of other reasons. And I feel like now that if he has to make the play, then he will. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to find other ways to get minutes, bro. And I think that the NBA and this team needs somebody like what you're saying, especially off the bench.
Right.
So, but you have to take on that you can't, like, that type of player that play D and the playmaking type player, they ain't trying to prove nothing. They know who they are. They know what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like a Draymond Green type player, and the league need more players like that.
I would love to see
fits that description. Quickley's more to me of like a spark off the bench, give you a couple buckets or whatever. But I still think he got to just play the game as far as whatever play presents itself. he should be making.
So who's the better? So Hardwell, who's the better facilitator, Jalen Brunson or Immanuel Quickley?
Brunson, because Brunson will make the right play more than him. And
I got Quickley.
Brunson is
You
more.
know what the analytics say. You know what data says.
What?
Data says Immanuel Quickley.
But Immanuel Quickley never did that on the playoff level.
Right, but Immanuel Quickley never played with Luka.
I understand that, and people say that. Cool, I get it. But check this out: is Brunson the best player on his team now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there you have it. And that's why he left Luka, because he wanted to be that guy. And I think the main reason is because Brunson won't hold the ball as much as Luka Doncic is. Maybe because he's not as good as Luka, but I think that's one of Luka Doncic's flaws to me, because he holds the ball, and I think he would win more games because he's so dominant to where he could get his whenever he wants. So I think that when he starts to make his teammates better, and when he realizes that, he's a way better player, and he does it off and on. Like, he could do it when he wants. You know what I'm saying? Same thing like
he does it when he trusts the play.
But so you missed my point. And maybe I made my point the incorrect way. My point is not Quickley versus Brunson. My point is Brunson and Quickley together, because they're on the same team.
No, I wasn't even going against him. You asked me who was a better facilitator, and I remember Brunson from Villanova, the leader, making plays. Quickley, I'm not saying I never seen him make a play. He made his most plays with Obi, and I can't say that about Brunson.
Right.
Well, see, that's the thing about Brunson, though. Brunson, if you go watch him, he does a lot of dribbling. He will dribble all the way around the court.
Dribble. That's all I saw. Since I've been doing.
He will run underneath and keep dribbling.
Dribble. A point guard's supposed to keep their dribble. He never supposed to pick it up
all around the court, though.
Right. But Hardwell, see, you just mentioned another old school point guard attribute.
Yeah,
point guard. A traditional point guard is never supposed to kill his dribble.
He's such an old school. He's an old school New York type point guard to me.
Yes,
just the way he plays, man.
But what I'm asking y'all is do you need a New York? I mean, not New York. Do you need a traditional point guard to win a championship in the NBA?
No,
that depends on your team. I think there's so many things that factor into a championship team. I think you could. It depends on the team that you have. You know what I mean?
Right, but do you have to?
You don't have to, because then you have another player that has
is Steph, because is Steph Curry a traditional point guard?
No.
Is Drew Holiday a traditional point guard?
Yes.
Not for Milwaukee, he wasn't.
I think he just is. He just got size. But remember, I think I would call him more than Steph, because he makes plays, and he has to make a lot of plays because he got a lot of threats. Even though, Steph had more threats, he got less threats now where he got to just shoot. You know what I mean? Even in the finals, we saw that. But on Milwaukee,
he don't have to be that though.
Drew hit some big shots though. I ain't gonna he takes it on himself to take big shots. So I can't say.
Yeah.
He's a great defender, but when it comes to taking the ball up the court, the way that the offense is set, that 4 out is really set up for Giannis. So
you're right.
He doesn't really get the chance to play a true point guard, but that's okay. The offense is not really designed for him to have to do that.
Right.
He can make the open shot. He's a good
shoot
passer.
Anyway. Mm-hmm.
Right. So it fits, but he doesn't have to play the natural point guard role on this team.
Right.
But the difference between him and like Immanuel Quickley, for example, since we were just talking about that, I would see Drew making the right play regardless of how good of a shooter he is. He's gonna make the correct read. And that's
pace. Pace is key.
Yeah, pace is key. But
Drew plays at his own pace, man.
Too, I think. You know that, right, fam? Like, these guys are all-stars because of these reasons. Because once you start to be able to score, they all could score. Now you got to show why you special and how you know how to read the game and dissect the game and make correct reads.
At your own space, at your own speed.
At your own speed, yeah. When the game slow down for you, that's like that saying right there.
That's why. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say to you guys, There are multiple reasons why I think this team, even without Spider, could be a 50-win team. Multiple
50.
reasons.
Mm.
50. Hawaii 5-0. 50.
I think it'll go up
50.
next season like that.
Hey,
gotta
you know
give
what
them
I
a
just
chance
thought
to
about?
I got a stat. I got numbers on the screen that show you why. Right? Right here.
Who
Yeah, I
numbers?
like. Who's this? Quickly?
No, you see field goal, 3-point percentage, right? And
Yeah.
free throws, right? Those are the Knicks season averages,
Okay.
right? So the Knicks were second in the NBA in getting to the free throw line per game, right? And they were 27th, I believe, in free throw percentage.
That's bad.
That's terrible.
And they second to get into the line?
They
That's
get to the
bad,
line,
man.
but they don't convert.
You know how many games you lost just off of that?
Just Will, think about this. Just if the Knicks go from keep this same number, 24.1, they always gonna keep this number because that's a staple of Tibbs' offense. Is threaten at the basket. You know, say threaten the rim and kick out to 3-point shooters. That's a staple of his offense, right? Right. So if the Knicks say stay at 24 in that range, right, and then get to middle of the pack, you're talking about 6 wins just off of that.
Yeah, just off of that.
Just off of that. Just off of converting your free throws.
Yeah.
RJ Barrett could have scored 60 against the Miami Heat, finishing with 46. You know why? Because he missed 4 bunnies where he was uncontested, and he missed a gang of free throws.
And they stopped giving him the ball too.
Yeah.
But that stuff like this is why I think this second unit is going to be a little surprising to people, because I can see the Hartenstein Quickley 2-man game, because they're both pretty good passers. You put them together, I think that kind of changes how your offense looks. That really does, man.
Yeah.
But then Tibbs is going to start to see it and say, "Well, hold on now. What am I going to do?"
There he go, bash it.
No. I'm saying I'm saying in a positive way. I like Tibbs. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I like Tibbs. I like what he brings. But I could see Tibbs swapping out Hartenstein and Mitchell, but it's going to be tough because you just paid him so much.
Tibbs, I ain't gonna lie to you. Whenever I see Tom Thibodeau eyeball to eyeball, I'm gonna make him buy me about 40 beers back to back. Because I was watching the game, and I legit would see Tibbs do something, and I would want to throw my drink through a wall, bro. Like if I'll give you an example. The Charlotte game when Obi Toppin was on absolute fire.
I remember that one.
He took Obi out the game, and nobody could explain to us why. Right? Nobody can explain why. Right? And Obi had a meltdown. Obi cussed him. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes, bro. I saw Obi Toppin cuss out Tibbs during the TV timeout, and Randall went to him. And this is why I say y'all got to go to games, man. Stop watching highlights and cut-ups all the time.
Right.
People be like, yo, I saw on TV that they said, man, look, man, go to a game, man. Come on. Go to a game and watch this stuff for yourself. I saw Randall go grab Obi. Like, bro, calm down, man. It's going to be – I saw Randall be a teammate, right? But they didn't show it on TV, right? So it makes guys look like in that same game, Tom Thibodeau was trying to talk to Derrick Rose, and Derrick Rose ain't paid Tibbs no attention. Derrick Rose just went to the basket. While the team was in a huddle, Derrick Rose was on the court away from everybody else, just shooting bunnies in the basket because he was mad at Tibbs.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, and so I'm like, yo, we endear Rose, but then Randall. Yeah, but this is the same game. We there, and it was me and 5 other Knicks YouTubers saw the same thing. Me, Rob the Nick, Uncle Fulio, Stafford Don, and Divine, and I think Jay Boogie might have been at that game too. You know how this goes. You know how this goes. Once the ball starts rolling about, we don't like Randall, it's just going to keep going. Just the other day when we were having a good conversation, then
people came in to talk about Randall out of nowhere,
Right.
and it just goes downhill. Even though just the year before, like he just takes you to the playoffs, he does all these things, you praise him. Then the next year is just like he got to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what I'm getting at is it ultimately because I feel you, right? I think ultimately this number that you see right here, though, just to that point of 50 wins. It's three things that you see here, right? So field goals per game is 24th.
That's going to be higher.
That's going to be higher because now you have a point guard that understands pace and space, time and score. Hardwood, that's the toughest thing to teach a point guard, right?
Yes.
Pace and space, time and score. When to push the pace. When to back it up. Like for instance,
I understand why Tip used to be like push it because you let the defense get down and we ain't having a fast break play.
Yeah. And
I be yelling at my team all the time. Push the ball.
Push it. While they big man, if they big man like on a long rebound and they big man is behind
still in the paint,
you push it.
Yep.
You push it because they don't have rim protection.
Exactly. And your big may be running the floor with you, or you can kick it out for a three. Gotta push.
You don't have the threats. You don't have a lot of offensive threats. You need to get every advantage you can before they get set up.
But during the game,
point guards, we're not saying push the ball if we winning in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We saying when, know
the moment.
Game, see what's going on. You got to push don't always walk it up and let the defense get back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you pushing down, you see the defense running with you. You can make things happen in transition.
Right. Hey, well, I ain't gonna lie to you. So I coached them. I coached in the men's industrial league. Right.
Mm-hmm.
We was up by 2. Think about this. We up by 2 with 30 seconds left to go. And in our industrial league, the shot clock was 24 seconds. Right. But we didn't have a shot clock on the floor. The referees be counting. You know. And when we get to 10, he'll be like 10 seconds. The old country, industrial league, right? We up by 2 with 30 seconds left to go. They shoot a 3 to take the lead and miss. We get the long rebound, right? So this guy, Mike, who works in my department, right?
Mm-hmm.
He plays hero ball. You know what he does? This dude comes down with 30 seconds left. We up by 2. You know what he did? With no defenders back, he shot a quick 3 and missed. Right? 30 seconds left. I don't even want to get it cross half. I want to walk it up. I want them to foul us in the backcourt. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to walk it up.
Win the game.
Yes. I want them to start sending us to the free throw line if that's what it takes. And if they don't foul us, I want to get into our best offensive play with 30 seconds left and take a shot with about 5 seconds left on our shot clock, right? Get it down to about 10 seconds left to go in the game. And if we make it, we up by 4 with 6 seconds left. And if we miss, depending on who get the rebound, we still going to be taking time off the clock. And then they're going to have to hit a prayer with 3 seconds left to beat us. You know what Mike does? Mike runs down court, everybody in the gym screaming, no! He's like, yo, I'm open. He shoots a corner 3, fade away off of 1 foot with nobody in front of him. He missed. They outlet across the court. And CL, one of my homeboys, bro, only reason why he made the team is because he got hot, right? CL, see this dude rise up. CL try to block his dunk. He get yammed on and the foul. So we laughing. We laugh, bro. Like, see, get him down. We laughing, right? We like we laughing at that, right? But we mad at the same time, right? So now they take a 1-point lead. They take a 1-point lead, right? Dude hit the free throw. And I'm looking at Mike like I could just go over and strangle him, right? So now it's 18 seconds left to go. And they do a fake trap. I know they weren't gonna trap us because they didn't need for us to turn the ball over. They wanted us to throw. They wanted us to waste time in the backcourt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They threw out a fake trap, but it was actually a press. Like, you know what I'm saying? Make them make long passes, make them dribble out the clock, right? this same dude, Mike, gets the pass at the logo in the middle of the court, right? And the defense spread out. Now, mind you, they up by one. The defense spread out, right? And give Mike the shot, like this shot straight on three, right? Man, think about this. We down by one, and by this time it's like 12 seconds off on the clock. We down by one. Mike stops and pops and misses a 3-pointer from the top of the key. Right? Hardwell. Why my man stop and pop? Now, mind you, I said the defense spread out. They guard against the jumpers and stuff. This dude, I don't know why they got in that defense. They did, but he had a wide open lane to the basket where he could have either hit a layup for 2, put us up by 1, or got fouled and shot 2 free throws to win the game. He shot a 3 and missed. At the end of the game, he cussing me out like a dog. Man, our coach is trash.
Now he blaming the coach.
Yeah.
That's how it be.
That's how it be, bro.
I had a kid take a shot like that recently.
That's like the Knicks fans, though.
Yeah, I got cussed out by him and his girl. And his girl. And yeah, his girl. Man, the game shouldn't even been that close. You exactly right. The game shouldn't even been that close.
They always gonna find an excuse. Shouldn't have been that close. You shouldn't have shot the 3.
Right. But the thing is time and score. Like you don't know pace and space and time and score. Like in that situation, and this is the thing that I'm saying about the reason why the Knicks only shot 86 shots a game, because we didn't have guards that understood constantly think pace and score, pace, time and score, pace and space, when to attack, when not. You gotta, when you have a 2-possession lead, you shouldn't be shooting threes. That's the old school thinking. And
you didn't have a true point guard this year either. Yeah, that's right. Burks was trying to learn on the fly.
Yeah.
And he's naturally not that. Go ahead.
Yeah. And clock management doesn't always mean slow the game down. Clock management is like what Hardwell said. You get the long rebound in the center behind you, you got to push it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's clock management. Also, run up the floor if they don't have rim protection.
Right. That comes with your possessions.
Purchase. When you purchase that point guard, like we just did, that comes along with that. You know what I'm saying? And Brunson is going to make that play, like I said, because when they're going to key in on him, because they know they got to stop that ball pressure, especially if he's attacking the rim. You know, so if that's going to happen, then he's going to create shots for other people. Simple. That's
the good thing about Brunson. My bad, but the good thing about Brunson is since he's a smaller guy and he's always known he's been small. He knows how to get around that court, and he knows that let me hurry up and get this going before it gets clogged up in the middle. Because his goal is to get down in the paint. He's not trying to pull up threes and all that. He is trying to get to that paint. He loves those shots in there. So your field goal percentage is going to go up just off better shots and closer shots. Yeah. And it's going to help RJ. When you collapse on Brunson, you kick it out to RJ. Yeah, he may not, knock down an open 3, but now he can drive a little better. But which is why it's important that he gets that mid-range going. That's going to be nasty as a threat.
Right. And part of that is about pace and space also.
Yep.
Like the pace and space of offense and sets. That's what I'm saying. Like the 3-point, I wanted y'all to see the 3-point percentage, man, 37%. That's really good. That's too good for a team not to make the playoffs. You feel me?
No, but that should tell you where the NBA is at.
Yeah.
Right.
But we 10th, like we're 10th in 3-point percentage, right? That's telling you that you have the pieces for a playoff team, right?
But how about attempts, though? What are y'all at on attempts?
I don't.
And not only that, everybody's improving, Freezy.
I wish I could pull that up.
Everybody's improving. We got to improve too. Now we could say we got better because we got Brunson. Right. Far as players improving, RJ got to play better this year. Everybody got to play better, but Brunson helps that. So I could say I could expect that to happen because what he brings. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, look, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like some of the small things, like what you mentioned, bro. Like some of the intricacies, like you mentioned, bro. I've been like, man, I wish. Hey, man, y'all coming on tonight? Y'all rocking tonight?
Come on
Yeah.
now. You know I'll be
What
there.
what time y'all rocking?
Whenever
Well,
you start.
now you talking about our show. I think we for the love of the game, we coming on like around whenever you go off. We supposed to go on at 9 or 9:30 around that time.
Oh, you got a channel?
Yeah, it's called For the Love of the Game with the number four
Oh, I
first.
ain't know. Okay, I'm gonna definitely subscribe to that too then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bodega
we got a
Wi-Fi just
panel.
put
We
it in
got
the
an
chat.
open panel too.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
there it is right there. Bodega just put it in.
thanks,
Okay,
Okay.
Bodega. I
appreciate that.
appreciate
Yeah.
you. I need your cash app, Bodega. I
Right, free
appreciate you.
promo.
You be showing love, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I just want to shout out the Elite 24 game is on right now on ESPN.
Right.
Y'all, if y'all get a chance, y'all want to check that out. That's the
Yeah.
top 24 players in the country playing right now on the Under Armour circuit.
Okay.
That's gonna be, freezing. We was just talking about how good the NBA is gonna be few years down the line with the players that's coming in.
Right,
You
right,
could
right.
just look at some of these players, and then you'll get an idea. And these is guys going to the 12th grade,
Right.
and they got talent. And the
Right.
guys older than them got more talent, but they just break it down in
Right.
ages. And this is the top 24 in the country. So,
Oh,
like
that's
the
good.
NBA, and that's why I was talking about it with Al. Like the NBA is gonna have a lot of these guys, and the Knicks and a lot of teams that need stars that haven't had one, could luck up and get one because there's gonna be a lot of players in these pools now. Like
Oh yeah.
they all can't be number one picks,
Yeah.
but that's the thing too. We got to be able to go get a pick, maybe sixth, seventh, eighth pick. If we not making the playoffs or we not, you know what I'm saying? We got to
Right.
be able to do that because there's definitely some talent coming
Right.
for sure.
Right. Right. No, man, listen, man. Hey, man. I'm with you. I've been saying it for like 3 months now. It's not about where you pick, it's about who you pick.
Yes.
Because if you just start hitting, if the Knicks just start hitting on all the draft picks, bro, because we already been in this top 10 circle of death, right? Picking dudes like Frank Ntilikina and Kevin Knox. We already went through that. Them dudes turned out to be nothing, right? But
Hmm.
what if we'd have took? We could have legit had Donovan
Usman Jing.
Mitchell, Michael Porter Jr., R.J. Barrett, and Obi. But
Mm,
we just got we got RJ and Obi.
yeah, and we could
You,
have had Donovan. So I feel
yeah,
you. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
I
yeah.
still think you should have kept Jing.
Oh no! Don't do that to me,
You
bro.
put him on this roster and let him grow.
And let him
Because
grow.
because at this point I can't tell where the direction is. Because if you want to stay young, then you should have just kept the draft pick. And if you
Right,
were gonna go get a star, then you should have just went and get the star and stop playing. Like you
right.
made the moves to get the assets, then use them. If not, you should have just kept it.
Just kept it.
I don't understand.
Oh, and figured out a way to keep Jalen Duran.
Right. You did that for 9 million that you could have just either stretched or you could have just waived them. Like it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But ultimately, I don't know what the end game is. I'm sure the end game for this front office, I'm sure they weighed that decision and they figured that whatever they get in the end will be better than the Usman Jing and the Jalen Duran combination. You know,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the end game is because
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Donovan Mitchell or Donovan Mitchell and something, or if it's Donovan Mitchell and something and draft picks, or because we know if we'd have just stayed that course, it'd have just been Usman Jing, maybe Jalen Duran, and then the draft picks, our two draft picks next season.
Yeah.
But now you're talking about maybe having 4 first-round picks in a loaded draft, depending on how teams finish.
But that's the tricky part because you have these conditional picks that could turn into second round picks. And if you don't trade these now before they try to convey, the value goes down. So
The
it's like
value.
you're holding these 23 picks, and if you don't use them before that draft comes, I mean, I only see really one of them conveying, which is that Bucks pick,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
Bucks are going to go to the playoffs, so you'll get that one.
Yeah.
And if you go to the play-in, you're going to have an outside the lottery pick again. Then you can't package those up to move up. Nobody's giving you a top 5, top 10 pick for that.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
It's tricky, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right though. That's key.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's a lot of stuff, man. So we're doing a prospect breakdown series. I want to do Immanuel Quickley first. I'm gonna do RJ Barrett, man. RJ Barrett is my favorite Nick. I ain't even gonna lie to you, he's my favorite player. But I am concerned about RJ.
Really.
Very.
You're not
Why?
going to get into that now, are you? Are you going to? Is that a tease for later, or you want to talk about it now?
No, I know. I'm not gonna talk about RJ right now. I
Okay.
have to do a statistical breakdown to so that people can understand why I'm concerned. Because mentioning it right now just makes the whole conversation looks like a heated Knicks fan.
With
And
no
I don't, and I don't,
context.
and I don't want to do that because context exactly. But here's the thing with Immanuel Quickley, man. I do believe Immanuel Quickley is a valuable young piece, and projections and trending shows that he's going to be a better Nick than what people think. Immanuel Quickley is going to be a better Nick than what people think, just based on his career arc right now. Right, just going by where he was walking in the door and where he will be. Y'all know what it is.
Well, this is a big year for them. Fourth year, RJ. So you can't defend players if they don't show up. They got to show up. And you could say who we think is going to do whatever. They got to show up this year. We're going to see.
Right,
And I don't overvalue anyone. I think that the players who had an opportunity already last year, the way they deserve, will play better this year
right,
because they more prepared than a lot of players that people expect to, you know, do so well. I think they're gonna need a little bit more time, and I
right,
think the team is gonna need time to gel with Brunson. And then we'll be all right. It's just gonna take a little bit of time to get some chemistry. Not too long though, because we needed a point guard, like we broke down earlier. We have that now. So hopefully everybody get in line and just play good team ball. That's what we was missing. And last season, when you seen the ball moving, they looked at decent. And I used to hear people say, "Oh, they don't want to pass," or nobody's on that team good enough to feel that way.
right.
True.
Nah.
You got to use
Nobody.
your teammates the right way.
Yep.
Yep.
Good team
Yeah.
ball beats superstar ball. Those are my old sayings, bro. It's true. And I felt like when they started being selfish, all of them, all of them, because I said it too. You can move RJ, you can move any of them. I'm not following them to whatever team that they go to,
Right.
so it
Right.
don't matter. So they always not sharing the ball, and when they would pass, sometimes players ain't expecting you to pass because y'all going on and off and playing team ball to being
Yep.
selfish.
Right.
So it's not good chemistry. And
Right.
hopefully now with Brunson there, some of that stuff will change, and guys will be ready, to get the ball when they open. And then, because we wasn't bad. We're not a bad defensive team. You know, we got
Facts. Tibbs won't
some,
let you get bad.
Right.
yeah. And then we look at all the free throws, frees you just showed on the screen earlier.
Bro, free throws.
We was second in getting to the line. So that means if,
And
like
that
they
won't
said,
change.
if we make more free throws, then we could get more wins. And then that changes the scenario.
And it
Yep.
changes the way you coach.
Oh,
Right. It
absolutely.
changes the way you coach a game.
That's probably why that 3-point or that analytic that you asked earlier,
Right.
that's probably why I was like that.
Right.
See how we figure stuff out as the conversation get deeper? Because
Yep.
Right.
that's connected, I think.
It
Right.
is.
Like Hardwood. Like my thing is I'm asking you this: do you coach differently if your team is down by 9 versus if your team is down by 5?
Depends on what, if it's the first half or the second half.
Right.
If it's the second half, you gotta, you don't want to go down by 12. One
Right.
more play, a 3-pointer, you down by 12.
Right. Now it's a 4-possession game.
If you're in the zone, you may have to go into a man. If they hitting threes in your zone, you know what I'm saying? And I coach younger players, so sometimes you got to go in the zone. But if they down by that, you may have to pick up a man, call timeout. All right, now we getting a man.
Right.
No, don't let nobody shoot, box out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The reason why I asked that is because in a 5-point scenario, in a 5-point game, that's a 2-possession game. Right? That's close.
Yeah.
You always say a 2-possession game is close. It's a close game. And so for those trying to figure out where I'm going is possessions. You don't count a 4-point play. You count a basket. Like how many baskets, right? So say with the 3-pointer being the ultimate basket, right? That means a 3-point game, a 3-point lead. That's a 1-possession game, right? So 4, 5, 6 is a 2-possession game. If they up by 4, that's a 2-possession game, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't never count for the referee blowing the whistle. If we could, every coach would be in the Hall of Fame, right? And so when you get to 7, that's a 3-possession game, right? Then you get 7, 8, 9, anything 10. That's 4 possessions. That's the difference between a 2-possession game and the way you coach, and a 4-possession game and the way you coach can swing off of one player making a bad play. It's a 2-possession game. You down by 6. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get it to say trying to get it down to 4 or 3, mainly 4, right? You're trying to get it to 4, but one of your players comes down, take a contested 3-point shot, and misses. It creates a long rebound. The other team gets a fast break the other way, wide open layup. Now, instead of it being a 4-point game, it's an 8-point game. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And now you're thinking like, oh, God, dog it. See, right there, I just wanted to call Caddy. I want to give little DeAndre some touches on the box because he's been rebounding good all game. But now that it's a 3-possession game, I can't give him them touches because now I got to coach the game different.
Yeah,
right?
And it affects the minutes to others too. It affects getting those minutes to the other people. Like, everybody wants more minutes, but it's like you can't give more minutes if we're playing a certain type of way, and I can't trust that you could even bring me closer.
Right. And then you gotta, and then like the kid that you've been wanting to get minutes, you've been bro, I promise you, man, I'm gonna try to get you some minutes. I'm gonna try to get you some more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not these garbage time minutes. I'm gonna try to get you some real minutes. And then like the 4-point lead that you have, all of a sudden, you've been having a 4-point lead all game, and then now with 5 minutes left to go in the game, you ain't got little man no minutes because it's been a close game all game, and now the game tied with 4 minutes left to go. And are you really gonna put an inexperienced player in at that time?
Thank you.
Exactly. That's why bench players really. I was gonna say that you can't really play them in the second half when the game get like that. And I had that problem because bench players don't come in with the energy, and then you down by a lot of points, and then you lose.
And then you lose. Yep. And then people looking at you like your strategy sucked. Like, what was the coach doing?
Right.
And so that's why I'm not quick to throw Tibbs under the bus, because I understand the coaching aspect of it. Now, do I agree? I don't agree with 70% of the stuff Tibbs did. Right? The things that I agree with, and listen, the rotations I don't agree with, period. Right? The style and pace of play I didn't agree with. But I did agree with the system. And I agree with because the thing is with young players, you can't have both. You can't develop young players and change systems at the same time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. You have to have one of them have to be consistent. So Tibbs, knowing that he was going to try to develop these kids, he can't run intricate, high-level plays all the time, because even if they read the playbook and understand it, what the other coach is going to do with his defense is going to make that offensive play look different.
And that could be the reason why he played quickly like that off the bench, like
right.
you mentioned. Like
exactly.
That's what I'm getting. Like the small things, bro. Like the small things that we don't see with Tibbs. Am I a fan of Tibbs? I think I'm on the fence. I do like a lot of stuff that he does, like the 30% of the stuff that he does, I really like it. I really, really like some of the, like, I like how the fact that they ice the pick and roll and make a point guard make pinpoint passes against a fast defense.
Yep.
I like that. I like, because what that does is it leads to deflections and turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I like that. Right. When we get the athletes to run Tibbs's defense, you're gonna see it's gonna look like the Baltimore Ravens out there.
See, this is why I don't like you saying that, because now it makes me it's even worse about the Jing and the Duran. They're those type of athletes. They don't just come around. You don't even have that on your team now.
I know. But if you can get a Donovan Mitchell and say another great player,
well, yeah, it's all worth it.
Then it's all worth it, right? But then if it backfires, then I'm absolutely with you. And so what people are saying, man, Uncle Freezy be flip-flopping. Bro, nah, you gotta understand the circumstance. Like, if you could get, say, a Donovan Mitchell and a Herb Jones type player, right? If you can get a Donovan Mitchell and a Herb Jones type player, then you got to do it.
I like that one, Herb Jones.
I like that one. It fits. He
played the 3.
He plays the 3.
He played the 2.
He can move RJ to the 2.
Yeah.
Right, and he's not like he don't need to have the ball either. That's those are the type of players you need around you.
Oh, he the dude like okay, so a dude, so a little dude I used to coach, Lil Chris. I think everybody in their life have coached a Lil Chris, right? Right.
I got a Lil Chris on my team right now.
Right, and you look at you were like, hey, Lil Chris, did you take any shots? And then you look back, he made all 4 of his free throws. You know what I'm saying? He got 3 assists, he got 5 rebounds, he got 4 steals, and you like, I ain't see none of that. When you watching the game, you don't remember seeing any of that stuff, but he filling up the box score.
And probably has a high plus minus too.
Yeah, and a high plus minus. Yeah, he just filling up the box score by bringing energy to the floor.
Yep, that's what Herb was doing last year.
And
this is why they couldn't keep him off the bench. They had to play him.
They had to play him, and he got picked in between. And here's the thing:
don't say it.
He got picked in between Rokas Jokibanis and Miles McBride.
Don't say it. I just said. Well, I tell you, and you talk about holding picks, and you want to hold picks.
Yeah.
When players, you just start naming players that you could have had.
Yeah. And so with the Lil Chris thing, with the Lil Chris analogy, I think we may have a guy like that on our team, maybe a year or 2 down the road in Farron Hunt. I think Farron Hunt might be that guy in a year or 2, right? And it may be this year in small stretches, right? But we have a lot of stuff to figure out right now, so I'm not going to anoint him anything.
Yeah.
But the thing is you need those Stacey Augmon type players on your team. You need those Andre Iguodala's. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You need those golly, what's my man name? He used to be the small forward for Memphis during the whoop that trick era. He used to play for the Celtics. God, dog,
James Posey.
Yeah. Yes.
I got you. I'm with you, man.
You need them James Posies, bro.
I love Posey, man.
Yeah.
Tough defense, man.
He was on the Heat too.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You need them James Posies. You need them Shane Battiers, bro.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Farron Hunt is really your only small forward.
Yeah. Oh, well, what do you think about Cam?
Yeah, my bad.
I know how you feel about. I think I know how you feel about
You
They
Cam.
already
gotta
know.
do. They
Yeah, I'm
gotta
with
play
Cam.
Cam before we can't keep
Yeah,
thinking.
we
Can't
doing
keep
way too
thinking.
much. Hold on, go ahead and handle that donation, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, so Icewater NYC, thank you for the generous contribution. Icewater NYC says, "Don't worry. From what I hear, the DM deal is actually done." Man, I take comfort in that.
Right. We all heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I take comfort in that. Right. So
Do you care
hopefully,
what you give up on that, or
yeah, I do care about what we give up, but my thing is I'm not getting ready to you know drop my anchor. I'm not getting ready to drop anchor over some kids that are developing. Right.
oh yeah,
I love the
yeah.
kids. I love the kids ultimately, but it's like it's a situation where it's like, what if the Atlanta Hawks can add Kevin Durant and keep Trae Young? You can keep Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, but
Oh, they're going for it.
the Hawks can trade for Kevin Durant.
They're
Right?
going for it.
Do you care about
That's gonna be
DeAndre Hunter?
scary. Nope. I love
Yeah,
DeAndre Hunter, but at the
right. That's
same
what I'm
time,
saying.
if I know I'm gonna get better, see, I don't hold on to my players like that. I'm more of if I want the team to be good.
Right. Right.
So I can love a player, but if it's gonna upgrade my team, then I got to do what I got to do. I hate working in a small. That's why it's weird watching the Knicks be a small market team. Like it's so weird, man. I never thought we'd be watching this talking about the kids all the time and developing and developing. It's like these are the Knicks. You can't talk about you got
And they really
the
not.
spotlight.
And they really not if they not letting them rock.
Right.
So they keep keeping them around.
For what?
But
Yeah, exactly.
but
I'm with you.
it's like you holding them back, but then you keeping them around, in my opinion. Because like, I said this before, when you look at Detroit or other teams in the league, right? I know we the Knicks and they say that, but if we don't make the playoffs, then it makes sense for us to get better players like the way they did. Or you see how Sadiq Bey,
Hmm.
different players on their team improve by playing through their mistakes. Even when I listened to the guy last night that was breaking down the Knicks, he said the same thing. Dude's not getting a chance to play through their mistakes. When he talked about Tibbs saying he got to calm down and just let them, that is a fact because how do Knicks fans expect these guys to be so dominant and they coached it and let them play through their mistakes? They still got that in the back of their mind. And you didn't have a winning season. And then you got players playing in front of you that's not all stars, that's not.
Mm. Mm. Hard will.
Right.
Speaking
But but
facts
but
right now.
It's
but
a lot of
but
reasons.
my question is I wanted to push back to that just a teeny bit, right? And the reason why I want to push back on that is this. Not because I fear them playing through mistakes, because I feel every human being has to learn through trial and error. Every human being. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff you learn, you get it on the first shot, and you might wind up getting good at. But then other things you do, you have to learn by. Okay, that wasn't quite what I needed right there. Through the trial and error, I get that, right? But what about the total team game though? Like, how many mistakes do you let one young player play before it's a detriment to the other young players?
True.
No, I understand that. But
Yeah,
Knicks fans made excuses saying that everybody don't need time and everybody ain't ready and you can't play everybody like that. But that's why I said look at who was playing.
right,
Dudes that's not even nowhere near being part of the Knicks future, like Burks or you know what I'm saying? For example, even Taj, when you look at it, all the minutes he got, no disrespect to him, but I'm talking about like now Sims and these other players is here,
right,
but you could have been playing them earlier. It's just trying to win when you don't win. As a coach, you make that gamble
Mm.
where you keep on trying and you don't succeed. Then you got to cop out and say stuff like, "I should have played these guys more,"
right,
and that really happened.
right.
I
Nah,
just was calling it out in real time that it was crazy to me.
right,
And honestly, when Tibbs admitted that he should have did that, that just makes common sense to anybody that know basketball. That You can't lose and not develop them guys at the same time.
Yeah, like ultimately, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to
Yeah,
make a playoff run, or are you looking to develop the kids? Once the
and then you
playoff
don't
run
make the
is
play.
over, yeah, once you out of the playoffs, then you got to shift gears. Once you know it's over for you, right? Like once Charlotte won and we lost and we knew the season was over, right? Bro, I'm sitting all the veterans from that point on. I think it was like what 11 games left to go in the season, something like that. But Icewater NYC, thank you for the generous contribution. Icewater NYC says, from what I was told, the deal cannot be announced till after the 31st. This was told to me from a friend of mine that has knowledge of the trade. And we appreciate you, Icewater NYC, for not only the generous contribution in the membership, but for dope comments, man. We appreciate the comments and stuff, bro. You know what I'm
Salute to
saying?
that.
We appreciate that. Right? Appreciate that, man. Hey, and I'm a bank on that. So you know me on the first, I'm pulling
Right. I'm gonna be right there.
I'm gonna be pulling the all-nighter. I'm gonna be at the Knicks at Night podcast live August 31st. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Mr. Vince is in the building. What's good? Mr. Vince is in the building, man. Good to see you, Mr. Vince. And so I understand where you coming from, Hardwell, man. Listen, the thing, man, is about Tibbs playing them kids. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm frustrated. Yes, I am frustrated, bro. Yeah, that thing made me mad. I'm like, yo, why is he not playing McBride? Why is he not playing Grimes? Yes, I was mad. And I'm talking about January. I'm not talking about March.
That's what I was gonna say. It got to be figured out before
Right.
that we still could make it. Because remember, smart teams are preparing for seasons down the line. Preparing, and I get it. People don't understand that. It get confusing because they keep saying we are the Knicks and we can't do this and we can't do that, but we're not making a plan.
Right.
So that's where it get confusing at. And when that happens, you can't expect the guys that you're gonna keep on the team to do so much more next year when you didn't let them just play through it last year.
Right.
And the other teams that let those guys do that, watch those guys be better than some of our players because of that. Not that our players aren't good individually, but it's about what I talk about development in real time when you don't have a real reason to sit behind these players. That's the main factor that people don't pay attention to. They be like, oh, but they're not always ready to play. That's only the fact or point when they have all-stars or a good team and they fit in and they play that role and they could develop in the playoffs behind those good players and see all that stuff. So that makes them better. Not when you got players who can't even get you to the playing in front of you and you're not even playing through your mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I think that one of the other things too, well, just real quick is if you're not comfortable with where they are developmentally, and I don't know if that's a word or not, but I'm gonna just use it because it applies here. If you're not comfortable where those kids are developmentally, you know what you do? You dumb it down for them and get back to the basics. Right? I gotta get them on the court, even if it calls running basic stuff.
I mean, your stuff ain't working anyway.
Right.
First of all, you got young guys. You speed up the pace. You're supposed to let them, like, I don't know, like we'll see. I mean, because sometimes it's like crying over spilt milk when you say like, oh, it is what it is. What we will see is that players that got an opportunity to play through all that, how they look in this season. And remember, the whole NBA got better. The Eastern Conference got better.
Exactly.
So don't just think because we just got Brunson.
That
You know what I'm
everything's
saying?
gonna be better.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little better, but remember the whole East got
But
better.
everybody else getting better. I
Yeah,
think when you talk about Tibbs, I think you hired Tibbs too early. I think Tibbs is not a coach that you bring in to start developing a whole young team.
Right.
Like if you had players the same players, if they were just developed and then Tibbs came in, the team would look different. But you're trying to have him develop. I'm telling you, he's
I
not.
don't know. No. I'm not talking about the tips part. I'm talking about the roster part. I
Well,
don't know if you bring a developmental coach at the time that we have Knox and Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr.
whoa, I didn't say that.
No. Listen, hear me
He
out.
said, "Whoa, I ain't say that."
Yeah. Because what I'm saying is if you bring in a developmental coach, say if you brought in Kenny Atkinson when you had Frank, Bresdakis, Knox, and all them dudes, I don't think that developmental coach
No, that wouldn't help.
could have done any better. Them dudes just was trash.
Exactly. You just had the wrong players. I don't think these players are trash. I don't think.
No. Neither.
But they need to be developed.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is this. I'm kind of glad that they brought in a coach to establish a culture.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know what another form of development is, Freezy?
What's that?
Bringing talent on your roster.
Yep.
That's the number one to me. I don't care what nobody said.
Numero uno.
Talent makes you better
that's
everywhere.
What I'm saying, like, because like these guys ain't like who over there is developing. Like I remember the other guy that left helped Randall with his jump shot at one time. It was looking real good, you know. And just like when I train players, I tell them, like, if we ain't gonna train all the time, you got to remember how to practice. Because I try to teach them how to have a regimen to practice, right? Because you know you may not always be there. Right. You know, show them how to work their way back, and
you got to be professional.
Yeah. So how you can work out on your own and just do the whole regimen. Practice like this, 3 in a row from here, keep moving back, you know, to get your range right. And I think the guy that what's his name? He went to the college. He went to get a head coaching job at
Louisville.
I think so.
You talking about Kenny Payne?
That was Kenny Payne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was working with Randall, with his shot, and you know. My thing is, like, you know, you don't know who's really working with those guys, and they let the other guy go. Brinkley was a good guy. He got all the NBA guys now.
Yep.
So they got to bring somebody in that really is good at it. Stop playing around. Pay somebody that already is known to be good at it, right? And let them teach and let them work out your young guys.
Right.
How to get the proper footwork to step in order to shoot, because that's really all it is. So you can have your feet right, because dudes don't know how to do that. They be jumping wrong and not stepping into the shots and stuff.
Wrong, and not understanding defensive physicality. Like the thing I used to teach the bigs, right? Just for one, the bigs that is getting post up position is for one, establish yourself on a spot and establish a pivot. Right, that's what you want to do. Establish a place, right? All right. And if your defender is contacting you, understand where the contact is coming from. Don't let him push you around, and don't get mad that he's trying to whatever, because you're trying to do the same thing to him. But on an entry pass, go meet the basketball.
Yeah.
Right. Go meet the ball. Right. To keep your receiving hand away from the defender. Like if the defender right here, don't put your hand right here. Because now all the defender got to do is swim, move around you, and steal your pass. You want to seal the defender, keep your hand up high, away from the defender, go meet the ball. Now what that does automatically is if once you catch it and you have a pivot, you can do multiple things, right? Right? You can swim through and back down, or you can swing through, get into a triple threat, pump fake, dribble, pass, or shoot. Right? It's a small thing. Like I watch Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson don't do any of that.
Yeah.
You need more talent, though. Yeah. You need players. You need better talent to come in and make others better too, though. Just like in practice. I mean, who's pushing RJ to be better? Like
nobody.
Nobody. So if you don't bring in those talented players to make them even play better, play up.
You know who it should be though?
I could tell you a couple. Go ahead, though.
It should be Grimes.
It should be
what?
Grimes should be the player pushing RJ to be better.
Nah, it's too soon. You need somebody who
he's not ready.
Who already been like an all-star caliber player that could push him and they could get moves from them.
In
Can he be
theory,
better than
Like,
RJ?
but y'all saying that in theory, but listen to what I'm saying. Why is Grimes? Because Grimes, whether y'all like him or not,
I like
has
Grimes.
a defensive rating of 105. That's better than Marcus Smart, the reigning defensive player of the year. And
Yeah, but see the
limited
difference
minutes.
between Smart and him. You know the difference. We said it earlier. Smart now can shoot and do a lot more stuff. So,
right.
like, that's the thing with time. See, even you said it. Grimes only averaged 6 points in all those minutes. That's not enough, right?
But
So,
RJ wants to be a 20-point per game scorer, right?
Right.
no, I
No,
understand
I
that.
feel what you're
I
saying.
understand that, but we talking about sparring and like
Yes.
swords sharpening swords, right?
Right.
So you really bring somebody in there like a Donovan Mitchell, like, you see what I'm saying? Then that's when it's going to turn up in practice for RJ.
Well, I'm with you, Freezy, on the defensive end. Yes,
Right.
Grimes can challenge him defensively,
And
but
work on
RJ
it.
is not. RJ is not challenged by Grimes offensively.
Right. No, I get that part. That's one of the parts that I wanted to get
Either
to.
way, to learn from him, I think
Yeah,
that's the main
exactly.
thing, to learn how he hit him with the bop bop boop step back. You know what I'm saying?
Right, all that stuff. Like
RJ
you
needs
need
somebody
players to
to
know,
keep
like,
up.
how did you Donovan Mitchell become an all-star
And now
in the
remember,
Western Conference at
Donovan
6'3"?
Mitchell did not always have that package. You know what I'm saying? He updated his package.
Right. He was
Like,
just
Yes,
a
he
run jump
got
athlete.
better and
Yeah, he
better.
was just a run
he
jump
could
athlete
not
at one point.
always do that. Even in college, I did not like his game like that. You know what I'm saying?
Nope,
To be
me
honest,
either.
you know what I'm saying? He was a hard played hard. I'm saying, but that boy worked out and he worked on the handles. He go upstairs,
He's
off of
crazy,
a
man.
couple moves. He hit you with a couple bop, then go upstairs. It's
Shoot the threes,
two
dunking, like
threes, yeah. So you know how to basically attack off the dribble.
at
Because
all levels.
this is the key, Freezy, and this is how I teach it too. This how I used to play. When you could shoot the ball, Freezy, they can't give you that little space, Freezy.
Right.
See what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
So once you put them in the blender with the jab or the up fake or the bop bop, this is what Donovan Mitchell got. You know what I'm saying, Freezy? That's what he's coming with, because you can't give me that little space. If you give me that space, I'm gonna knock that down.
You know who's
Yep.
great at that too? You know who's great at that too? I've been watching it in film breakdown. One of the best players I saw all year is a dude named Jalen Brunson. Right?
Who?
Jalen Brunson.
Oh, of course. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Jalen Brunson.
He's gonna hit a lot of people. He's gonna have some memorable guarding moments for sure.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
Just off of fundamental stuff. Jab right, go left, make them turn, and then escape off the opposite hip. And
Imagine if he gets a three.
now the defender has to turn around to chase Jalen Brunson. And he did that on a film breakdown. I saw him do that to DeJounte Murray 7 times. 7 times, 7 possessions.
He got Mitchell too for 40 piece.
Yeah, and for those that think I'm just making it up, I have the video evidence on the Patreon page. The Jalen Brunson breakdown. It's on it's on the Blorange Tears Patreon for those that think we don't have video evidence of Jalen Brunson putting DeJounte Murray in a blender, and not saying that DeJounte Murray's a bad defender, because he's not. He's not.
Yeah,
But because of
Brunson is very crafty.
yes. And DeJounte Murray, because of court awareness, time and score, all these things, has to be aware of so many things that when Brunson hits him with the jab, it's just like, okay, he hit me with that. Now he got to recover, because he's got to be aware of the screen coming his way, right? How far am I away from the basket? How physical can I be? Is this player hot? Is he looking to kick it out to the corner, right? And all these different things that the defender has to be aware of, right? And all a ball handler has to do is attack with the basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. And so while it seems like I'm picking on DeJounte Murray, I'm not. What I'm saying is when you have the defender on an island like that, then you are in charge. But since we had Alec Burks in that position, since we had Kemba Walker in that position,
right,
man, that thing just broke my heart, bro. Every time I think about it, I'm like, God hug it, man.
Yeah, but Donovan's just as crafty with the physical attributes too. That's
Right,
what
and
makes
now
it crazy.
if
And he
put
shoots
two
the
of them on
three.
the floor. But Nick G, what I'm saying is, if the Knicks put two of them dudes on the floor at the same time,
I'm with you. I'm with you. That's what makes everybody better.
yeah.
Nobody's worried about. There's nobody's really. I mean, I like RJ, but nobody's scared of RJ.
Yeah, man.
He's not a. He doesn't threaten you.
Nah, not yet, because he don't pass. But let me, hey y'all, I'm gonna get out of here so we can watch for the love of the game. Hardwood, y'all coming on at 9?
Yeah, we about to go on like 9, 10, something like
Okay.
that.
All right. So I'm gonna wrap up right here. Get out the way. I'm gonna go feed these puppies and go hug the missus, man, and then come back through and watch. I'm gonna probably watch from the living room.
All right, I'm gonna be up. All right, cool. Appreciate Freezy.
Yeah,
I'll see you
man.
soon.
Y'all,
Salute. I'm gonna go watch your show, Harwell.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Y'all
you can pull up. We got an open panel. Once after we open up and we talk for a little while, we put the link in. So anybody welcome to join. You could join, Nick.
Salute.
Let me
All right.
do. Hey, so Hardwood, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the bat signal up on the Blorange Tears homepage, and so everybody, if you wanna just check that out. I'm gonna get the link. I'm gonna grab the link to it, and then put it on the homepage. Y'all just click the link. It'll take y'all straight over there. Hardwood and them rocking at 9:10, right?
Yep. It say 20 minutes from now. Come on.
Okay. So 9:10. Okay. All right, y'all. We out of here. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all, man.
All right, Freezy. Appreciate it. Later, bro.
All right, later.
All right.